Hi class 6, welcome to the chemistry class. So today we are going to start with another topic, that is compound. Now when we are talking about compound, what is it basically? First, in our initial class we have already discussed about compound a bit, right? With element, you remember what kind of substances are there? They are pure substances. Now other than pure substance, it has some of the unique identity that is making it different from the elements. Now what are they? For that we have to know its definition. So what is the definition of a compound? So let's write it down out here. What is a compound? A compound is a pure substance which is made up of two or more elements chemically combined in a fixed proportion by mass. Now we have to understand this definition first. See, there are certain key languages out here. What are they? First of all, they are made up of two or more elements. You remember the exact or strikingly opposite thing of a compound is element. So what are the elements? We have already learned. They can be metal, non-metal, metalloid, or the inert elements, right? So here, for example, let's take two elements, oxygen and what? Hydrogen. Okay. So if we are taking two elements, that is hydrogen and oxygen. Okay. So here it comes with one element number 1 and element number 2. Okay. So that makes up, it's a pure substance. We know that. Then it is made up of two or more elements. So it is making up, we are making up a compound. Okay. So two elements are here. Got it? Now they are going to combine together. How? If I am taking one element and two elements and I am busting or I am bombarding together, no, they are not going to give out or they are going to result another compound. We have to combine them with certain criteria and it should be chemical in nature. Okay, so that is the reason it has been said that made up of two or more elements chemically combined. They should be combined together in a chemical reaction in a fixed proportion by mass. Now this is very interesting and we have already talked about it a bit short. Firstly, by mass, the mass number of hydrogen is 1. Okay. And the mass number of oxygen is 60. Got it? That is already we know from the periodic table. Okay. So after that, how we are going to make? I am going to take 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So here one hydrogen is there, another hydrogen is there. Okay. So element number 1, once again, whose mass number is 1. Got it? Now let's combine them chemically together. Going to combine them and they are symbolizing what? They are going to symbolize H2O, right? So here there are 2 hydrogens, so we can say 2 into their mass number is 1. This is going to be their proportion. How many number of oxygen elements or atoms? 1, and their mass number is 16. Got it? Here these are the mass numbers. That is the reason they have said fixed proportion. This is the proportionality sign. So they are going to combined together chemically by a fixed proportion. We are going to find what is the fixed proportion. And by mass, that means they are going to dependent by mass number. And these two and 1 are the number of atoms. Okay, now 2 ones are 2 is 2, 1 into 16 gives us 16. Now we are going to reduce it. This is a ratio. So if we are going to see, both are the multiple of 2, right? So this is the fixed proportion by which a pure substance or this compound is chemically combined to form a molecule of water. So this is the 1 molecule of water. Okay, now it is said that what is basically, see, there are 1, 2, 3. There are 3 atoms of 2 different type of elements. They have been combined together, right? So basically, as there are many more than one type of atoms are taken together to give rise of one molecule, that is the reason we can say what? Molecule for a compound, molecule is the smallest unit of compound. Okay, and it can exist freely or independently in the nature with consisting of its own kind of property. Now let's talk about some of the compounds that are existing in our nature. Please look at the page number 43. Here you will see table number 3.3 is giving example of the compounds. Like first one is water, what we have just now read. So here the name of the compound is water. Elements they are made of are hydrogen and oxygen. Similar for the carbon dioxide, it is made up of carbon and oxygen. Common salt, sodium and chlorine. Sugar, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Alcohol, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Glucose, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. That is the reason I think you have read in your biology that the formula of a glucose, a molecule of glucose is C6H12O6. C for carbon, hydrogen for H and C6H12O6, O for oxygen. Okay. Calcium oxide, calcium and oxygen. Nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen and oxygen. Zinc chloride, zinc and chlorine. Ammonia, nitrogen and hydrogen. Now, for the compounds, from its name, we are not going to understand what are the elements they are made up of all of the time. Okay. So, this is another point we should have mentioned. Okay. Now, let's talk about some of the property of the compounds. Now, look at the number 1 of the property of compound. A compound is made up of 2 or more elements. Now, in our example, we have already learned in case of water, water is made up of 2 or more elements. That means it is made up of 2 elements, that is hydrogen and oxygen, 2 different elements, and it is homogeneous in nature. That means the constituents, that means the molecules, they are evenly distributed, that the compositions are even throughout the compound. Now coming to number 2, combination of the element in a definite proportion. In case of water, what we understood that the composition, fixed proportion of the water is in a ratio of 1:8 by mass. Number 3, it cannot be separated by physical means. Now, these elements which are making up together to form a compound, it cannot be separated from each other by any kind of physical means. That means like boiling, evaporation, filtration, this kind of process, they are not going to work for it to separate these elements from each other, but they can be separated from each other by the means of chemical or chemical changes. Like for in case of water, there is a process called electrolysis, and electrolysis, by the help of that method, the hydrogen and oxygen can be split out from each other. Okay, so number 4, physical and chemical property of a compound are entirely different from the property of its constituent element. That means, what are the constituent element of water? Hydrogen and oxygen. And now they both are interacting together to give rise of what? A compound, that is H2O. Now, the constituent elements are hydrogen and oxygen. Both of them, they are having their own kind of property, right? They are combining together to give rise of another new compound, that is water, which is totally used for entirely different purpose, right? So here, what is the thing said in this property, that the property of a compound is entirely different from the property of its constituent elements or the molecules. Okay. Number 5, energy is absorbed or released while formation of a compound. So when a compound is forming, when a molecule of water is forming with the reaction of hydrogen and oxygen, it is releasing heat, or the energy is either absorbed or released, which is a property of what? A chemical reaction, right? Number 6, a particular compound has its own specific property. Now, a molecule of water and another molecule of carbon dioxide, both when interact together, or when we are considering both of them, the property of them are pretty different from each other. While the property of each molecule in water are similar to each other, they are not differing. The property of one molecule of water with another molecule is similar, while the property of one molecule of water with one molecule of carbon dioxide is entirely different. That is the reason it is said that each of the compound has its own specific property. Okay, so we have read till here, and in our next video we are going to discuss something more about the chapter. So see you in the next video.